We'll go over creating an Illustrator file, setting it up, ready to print and engrave using the ULS laser cutter. First thing you're going to do within Illustrator is you're going to go to File, New. You're then going to create your document, and you're going to make it 24 inches wide and 12 inches high, or vice versa. What's important is the 24 and the 12. So 2 foot by 1 foot. You're then going to choose the color mode and make it RGB color. You then create your document. Once you've done that, the next step I would do is open up your rulers. So to do that, you go to View and you go to Show Rulers. And what that brings up is you'll see on the side you have these rulers. And why that's helpful is you can then click on the ruler and drag down, and you can create guides. So you can, for example, let's just say you wanted to create a square that was 2 inches. 2 inches. You can then go to the 2-inch mark, and you want it to be 2 inches. So that means that I can go to the 4-inch mark, and I can do the same on this side where I go to 2 inches and 4 inches, and I now know that I have a square that's exactly 2 square inches. And if I want, I can create a square over here, fill that in the guides, and now I have a 2-inch square. You'll notice that I created a square, but I can't see anything, and the reason for that is that you'll notice I have no colors down here. Both of them are blank. So if I want to see my square, the boundaries, I'm going to select my square, and I'm going to double click on the stroke. So this is the fill color, this is the stroke color. I'm going to double click on the stroke color. In this case, I'm going to make it red. Say OK, and now I should see my square. If I delete my guides, I'll see my square over here. One thing you could have done, actually, instead of deleting your guides, you could have just done. I'm going to undo it right now. Undo, clear the guides. You can just go to View and then say Guides and then Hide Guides, and that hides your guides, so you can see what you have here. Another thing that's quite useful sometimes is to lock your guides. So you can go to Guides and then Show Guides and View Guides, Lock Guides, and that means that you can then move your square around and your guides won't be affected. So you can move your square to wherever you want. Okay, so that's kind of drawing shapes. You can play around with all the different things on the side. So you'll see that if you click down on the square tool, you have a rectangle tool, ellipse tool, round rectangle tool. So you've lots of basic shapes. You have basic line tools. A line tool just lets you create if just create a straight line or curved line, or however you want. If you hold down Shift, it'll automatically create a straight line. And again, if let's just say I create a line over here and I want to know exactly how long it is, what I can do is I can pull a guide out, put it on one end, pull a guide out, put it on the other end. I can then click on this corner over here, say I want my 0 to start over here. Now it's 0, so I know that this line is approximately, I guess it's about 7 inches long, because I can zoom in and see exactly, so it's slightly under 7 inches long. Okay, so then there you are for basic shapes. Another tool that's worth knowing about is this pen tool, and what it works is a slightly more abstract shape, but you click and then click at another point, and it'll automatically create shapes as you fit, and then to complete your shape, you can draw it again. If you click and drag, you can create curved shapes too. So there I have is a bunch of shapes over here that I've created. And they're red, and what red on the laser cutter, that means cut through. So engrave is to engrave something, and then red is if you want to cut right through. So for example, if I send this to the laser cutter, it would now create this abstract shape, and it would cut right through my wood, cardboard, plastic, or whatever. This won't cut yet though, because one thing we're missing is I got to select my shapes. What's important is that this red has to be RGB red. And the way we know that is you can either go to Web Colors and just click on Web Colors, and at the very top just make sure it's that red value over here, or you can go to Color Swatches and choose your value that way. And the next thing you got to make sure is that the stroke, which is up here at the top left-hand corner, is 0.01. And once you've done that, the printer knows. I don't know why it didn't change. Sorry, 0.01. Hit Return. And now my strokes are, you can barely see them, but if you zoom in, you'll see that they're there. They're 0.01. So now this shape will be cut, and the printer will recognize them as distinct shapes. I think that's the basics that you need to know.